for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra single packs.
Allergies distracting you? When your symptoms start, doctors recommend taking non-drowsy Claritin every day of your allergy season. Claritin provides powerful, non-drowsy 24-hour relief for fewer interruptions from the amazing things you do every day. Live Claritin Clear.
This is my body of proof.
Proof of less joint pain.
And clearer skin.
This is my body of proof that I can fight psoriatic arthritis.
With Humira.
Humira works by targeting and helping to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to both joint and skin symptoms. It's proven to help relieve pain, stop further joint damage, and clear skin in many adults. Humira is the #1 prescribed biologic for psoriatic arthritis.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Want more proof? Ask your rheumatologist about Humira.
What's your body of proof?
What is it your kids don't want you to know that you should? Well, this week, when you see the dangers and predators
he sent me a photo
your kids can face when online gaming, your heart's gonna skip a beat.
It makes me feel scared.
Don't miss these Good Morning America reports this week.
Finally tonight, America Strong, the McCoy septuplets then and now.
This is a special report.
Peter
from
Jennings,
ABC
breaking the news.
There has been a substantial increase in the population of Carlisle, Iowa.
America witnessing the historic nature of what had just happened.
Kenneth, Nathaniel, Brandon, Joel.
Born in 1997, they were the world's first set of septuplets to survive.
All healthy?
Some spending weeks, others months in intensive care, getting stronger. And months later, Americans would watch the homecoming.
The McCoy 7.
Mom and dad carrying one baby at a time, and just look at them lined up. And when the final baby came home,
everybody's home, everybody's happy.
The real journey would begin. And tonight, 17 years later, the McCoy septuplets today.
Hi, my name is Nathan McCoy. I'm Joe McCoy.
I'm Alexis McCoy. I'm Kelsey McCoy.
I'm Brandon McCoy.
My name is Natalie.
I'm Kenny McCoy.
It's just like having 7 best friends.
7 best friends who all graduated from high school this weekend.
Nathan Roy McCoy.
Each name followed by another diploma for a McCoy. In that group, 7 brothers and sisters America first celebrated all those years ago. Congrats to the McCoys tonight, and good luck to Ginger Z later. I hope to see you tomorrow. Good night.
Healthcare options for our veterans. The Choice program should allow veterans to avoid long VA wait times, but is it really working? We investigate the problems with the program. That story is coming up.
More leather than a Texas Stampede. Bacon's Furniture and Bedding in Port.
You know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever. Does she have a good body? No. Does she have a fat ass? Absolutely.
You like girls that are 5'1", they come up to you know where.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
I view a person who's flat-chested is very hard to be a 10.
And you can tell them to go themselves.
Does Donald Trump really speak for you? Priorities USA Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Save big during Honda's Memorial Day sales event. Right now, get more for less with absolutely zero out-of-pocket on new Accord.
Honda, I like it.
Every Accord is on sale with zero down payment, zero first month's payment, and zero security deposit. Absolutely zero down. Or get the Accord, the #1 selling sedan, for just $189 a month with available Honda Lane Watch, forward collision warning, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and more. Save big this week at your local Honda dealer.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Cohn, and welcome to ABC 7 at 7. Topping our news tonight, when you hear the words mass casualty event at a Planned Parenthood facility, that evokes understandable fear and concern about what's happening and why. And while 7 people are hospitalized tonight after a chemical exposure at Sarasota's Planned Parenthood, emergency officials are now saying it was unsealed cleaning chemicals behind today's scare. Central Avenue was shut down and Planned Parenthood was evacuated after complaints of respiratory problems. Hazmat teams believe unknown chemicals in the cleaning closet were the cause. The 7 people transported to the hospital had to undergo extensive decontamination.
When we first were notified about it, we were told it was an unknown substance. In decontamination protocols, when we hear an unknown substance, that immediately takes us to the top level for our decontamination.
Those affected by the chemicals are expected to make a full recovery. Florida continues to set record tourism numbers, but there is real concern about whether tourism could take a major hit because of the Zika virus. There have been more than 100 confirmed cases of Zika virus in Florida, more than in any other state. Visit Sarasota says fears about Zika could keep tourists from coming to the state. The main concern is keeping visitors safe.
We want to make sure that any message we send is totally aligned with what the public health officials are telling the public. We will follow their leads on those areas.
By the way, use bug spray and wear clothing that covers skin, especially around sunset when mosquitoes come out. You should also eliminate any standing water. This should go without saying, but buckle up. Today is the start of the annual Click It or Ticket campaign. From now until June 5th, law enforcement agencies across the country will increase traffic patrols, cracking down on seatbelt violations. Florida Highway Patrol reports nearly half of all Floridians killed in car crashes last year were not wearing seatbelts, and that is amazing. Seatbelts are required by law for anyone in the front seat of a car, as well as for anyone under the age of 18. How many times have we heard about kids and other innocent people being hit by stray bullets in crime-ridden neighborhoods? Well, get this. A local woman was nearly hit by a stray bullet in a quiet Venice neighborhood. Several homes in the Willow Chase neighborhood have been hit recently by stray bullets from local hunters. As of July 1st, it will be illegal to fire guns in residential areas. Venice Councilman Bob Daniels happens to live in Willow Chase, and he is working with Venice police to stop hunters from firing by nearby homes.
I don't want to take their rights away, but we just don't want anybody to get hurt over here. And that's the thing. Until the law changes, we have to be very careful.
Venice police say safety is their #1 concern. Anyone with information on shots being fired into homes or nearby homes is asked to contact local law enforcement. Governor Rick Scott is putting his focus on higher education this week. Scott is hosting a 2-day summit to connect university and college presidents with business leaders. The goal is to help students turn academic degrees into jobs.
We want to make sure we close the skills gap, so when a graduate leaves the university and goes into the workforce, they are ready to hit the ground running on day one.
Florida's faculty union says higher education should be about more than just jobs, but also helping develop well-rounded citizens. The group, however, wasn't invited to the Governor Scott's event. USF Sarasota Manatee is expanding resources for our veterans. The school is opening a new military and veterans success center. Veterans will have access to information on veterans affairs benefits, as well as scholarship opportunities. And now time for a check on the weather. We go out live to ABC 7 meteorologist Bob Harrigan. He joins us tonight from the Palma Sola area in Bradenton as part of our A Place We Call Home series. Bob.
Thanks a lot, Ellen. Yes, this is a place we call home, and it's a place I call home, not too far away from here, my house. And I tell you what, a beautiful day out on Palma Sola Bay, a huge bay. Lots of fishing, lots of entertainment, too, for the folks who just want to come up along the beach, walk their dog. It is pet-friendly, obviously. And then just to the north of this bay, there's another little bay there, and that's where a lot of folks do some skiing, and water sports as well. Well, the weather couldn't be better. This was a photo by Miss Mason, who sent this in yesterday as a result of nice nice sunset as a front was moving on through. And I tell you what, conditions are that the showers and storms down to our south continue to work their way around a stationary front, but no rain here. We are anticipating a nice night as we move on in through time. It looks as though we won't see much in terms of rainfall here. Things will stay dry. We had a few isolated storms pop up into Charlotte County earlier, but those have since moved to Lake Okeechobee and along the east coast, and we are anticipating high pressure building back in. Well, here's a look at Lakewood Ranch webcam as we see some fair weather cumulus clouds throughout the day today, but basically clear skies throughout the day as a result of high pressure building on in. And this high pressure ridge will keep things pretty quiet over the upcoming days, too. We're not anticipating much. Here's a look at the current conditions. We have sunshine and plenty of it, 84 degrees. The dew point temperature is nice, comfortable in the 60-degree range. The high today was right at average. The low this morning was much warmer than average, and it looks as though we'll see some cooler temperatures. The forecast looks like this. A chance for showers or two. Not many, but along the east coast and down to our south as we look at generally fair skies here. And we will anticipate little or no chance for rain over the next couple of days, but we are anticipating, it looks like, a pretty nice week for that matter. And I tell you what, we are looking at beautiful weather as we make our way through time. Here's a look now, again, at me sailing away out here on Palma-Sola Bay, a perfect day. Back to you, Alan. Can't beat it. Nice assignment. Back to you.
Yeah, I was about to say, where could I get a gig like that? Still to come, is the Veterans Choice Program really giving veterans options when it comes to health care? We investigate why some say the program is frustrating those who need care. That story when we come back.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
An experimental drug shows promise in treating PTSD. Details in HealthSmart.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Lease a new 2016 Lexus ES350 for only $299. Or enjoy 0.9% APR, just $299. Exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
Start your day with Good Morning Suncoast to win a dream vacation for two to Hawaii.
Hi, I'm looking for my first Toyota. The Corolla is a great choice. It's super reliable, so it'll be with you for a lot of firsts. Wow, I'm really going places. In a Corolla, right?
Right now, during the Toyota Time Sales Event, get a 2-year, no-cost maintenance lease on a new 2016 Toyota Corolla LE for $159 a month.
First things first, your keys.
Toyota, let's go places.
If you've been injured in an automobile accident and have legal questions, visit forthepeople.com to get answers to your questions. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Lease a new Lexus GS 200T for only $427 or enjoy 0.9% APR, just $427, exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
How to stay fit over 50. Tomorrow on ABC 7 News at 5.
It's a $10 billion plan created by Congress to fix long wait times for veterans when it comes to health care. The goal is to allow vets to get referrals to the private sector providers. But 2 years later, many say the so-called choice program has been a bad choice. ABC 7's Ray Collins joins us with a snapshot of the local situation. Ray?
Alan, it does give the vets a choice, but some say it simply hasn't improved the overall system.
There are 20 million active and retired veterans in this country, and each are given government health care. To reduce a perpetual scheduling backlog, 18 months ago, the Veterans Administration began a program that allows vets to go to private sector doctors in certain situations. And how's that going so far?
It definitely is frustrating. It most definitely is.
Stephen Garcia has a unique perspective. Not only did he serve 5 years in the Marine Corps all over the world, he also works in the Veterans Services Office for Sarasota County. He says this choice program had good intentions, but bad execution.
It was like a Band-Aid, you know, pretty much was a veteran's choice. Like, hey, all these people are complaining, all these people are having these issues. Let's do something. You know, let's make it look like we're actually doing something. And it seems like now we have this middleman we have to go through, and this middleman has no idea what's going on.
When they're paying a private doctor, they're actually acting as an insurance company, and this is not something the VA was ever designed to do. It's one of the questions whether or not the choice program is a good idea at all.
Jerry Zivic's a retired lawyer who focused on veterans' issues. He thinks this choice program was a bad choice.
Once the veteran goes through their bureaucratic hoops to get qualified for choice, then they go to a private doctor. So you have a situation where the veterans is promising to pay the private doctor, and the doctors apparently are not getting paid.
The VA spokesman, Henry Huntley, told us he doesn't deny there has been challenges with the choice program. He says they were given 90 days to put this into action, and they're working out the bugs.
We have the very best doctors, but also the very best patients.
Huntley also said the VA Secretary, Robert McDonald, is listening to vets across the country and is trying to mitigate the challenges.
Is that a good program?
Yeah, I'm a vet, so yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's important to point out not everyone dislikes the choice program. This Vietnam vet named Jerry, who we talked to outside the VA clinic on Bee Ridge Road, says it has made his life easier. And Suncoast Congressman Vernon Buchanan says he believes progress is being made, though he admits he's not entirely up to speed on the program.
I'm all about the veterans. We've done a lot in terms of veterans issues, especially as it relates to health care. There's been issues about health care in general, not being processed timely, things that were taking a month or two. I've heard it's got better, but there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. I'd have to take a look at exactly what you're talking to or referring to there, and I'll be glad to get back to you, Ray.
And while we wait for that, Stephen Garcia remains frustrated but sympathetic. After all, he says, rolling out a $10 billion program in 90 days can't be easy.
There was a huge learning curve because it happened so quick, and it's such a huge system.
A recent congressional report shows the VA still relies mainly on paper files for processing claims, which also adds months to the process, Ellen.
Incredible. Thanks, Ray. And in a moment, our roundtable.
Tonight at 11 on ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. An update tonight on when you could be paying for parking in downtown Sarasota and on St. Armands. Plus, whatever happened to those old parking meters? And a fire strikes not once but twice at a Sarasota home. Details on what happened. Plus, hear from the Lightning as they prepare for tomorrow night's game.
Tonight at 11 on ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
You were injured in a car crash. You told your wife. You told your husband, your friends, your co-workers. Now tell someone who can help. Tell me, David Goldman at Shapiro, Goldman, Baboni, and Walsh. Call today or go to getmejustice.com.
Hi, I'm Mick Huber, calling one of the biggest races of the year, the Ghetto 1000. The race to sell over 1,000 cars and trucks. And things are really heating up, race fans. All 6 Ghetto dealerships are doing whatever it takes to win. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. And credit experts have joined each race team with one goal: get you approved. So hurry to the Ghetto 1000. Ghetto's got it.
Bright House Networks keeps you connected with standard TV and Lightning 50 Internet. Enjoy your favorite broadcast networks along with ESPN, AMC, and more. Plus, free TV Everywhere apps let you watch TV in more places. Lightning 50 is perfect for streaming movies with access to over 450,000 free Wi-Fi hotspots nationwide. Call 855-319-1319 today to get standard TV and Lightning 50 Internet for only $94 per month for 12 months.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, are you really in good hands talking to a gecko or your good neighbor? Talk to a lawyer. Talk to me, David Goldman. I can help. Call me at Shapiro, Goldman, Baboni, and Walsh or at getmejustice.com.
And joining us for more on tonight's topic is Jerry Zivic, a local watchdog for issues involving veterans, and Stephen Garcia, a Sarasota County Veteran Service Officer. And thank you both for being here tonight. And we also want to note that we reached out to the Veterans Administration to have a representative on the show tonight, and they told us that they were unable to send anyone, be that as it may. Stephen, is this simply an issue that there was public outcry because of the wait times with the VA, and Congress, led, I might add, by Bernie Sanders and John McCain, rolled out this $10 billion program in 90 days, and it's just difficult to get something like that up and out and running well in that amount of time?
Correct, Alan. Congress listened to America. They heard...
And Americans were mad.
And Americans were pretty upset by what was going on with the VA in Arizona and all the other VAs. So the Congress demanded that this happen, and the VA had about 90 days to actually make it happen. And this involved the VA, a third-party organization, which is Veterans Choice, and then the veterans that are receiving care, and also the primary physicians and all the physical therapists, all the doctors, non-VA. So all this had to come in fruition in about 90 days.
Jerry, correct me if I'm wrong. First thing, many people might say a middleman is never a good idea. But over the course, let's say, of this presidential campaign, and even before that, you heard so many of the candidates saying that if VA facilities cannot handle the veteran patients, let them go to their own private physician, let them go someplace else. That seems to make sense. So where did this go wrong?
It doesn't make sense on a lot of levels. Number one, veterans have certain types of medical issues, traumatic injuries. So if you think about it, the Veterans Hospital is a niche provider of these types of services, and they should be able to help our military much more successfully than any private doctor. They see the same things over and over and over again.
And on a human basis, let's be honest here, part of the problem, and in fact anybody who has an elderly parent or is dealing with a loved one would have the same thing, that even in the best situations, the healthcare system is very difficult to deal with. Now you're dealing with vets who may have PTSD or traumatic brain injury, and it becomes that much tougher.
Those are the stories that make the headlines. Something that may not make the headlines are, say, the excessive burden type of issues, say physical therapy for neck injuries or any kind of typical injuries that happens after a veteran gets out of service. What was happening prior to Veterans Choice was the veteran would be referred by their primary physician to go to Bay Pines or the VA Medical Center, get seen and referred by a physical therapist there at least one time. And before Veterans Choice, it was called NVCC, which is non-VA coordinated care. That physical therapist then could refer the person directly to be seen locally. Now with Veterans Choice, you just threw in a third party. So you just took that power away from the physical therapist, from the head of that department, to allow that veteran directly to get seen locally.
Gentlemen, you know what a lot of people who are watching us right now are thinking? That neither the VA nor Congress really is adept at coming up with anything, and you know, one has to think about whether the VA itself is tone deaf to some of these issues, because just today the Secretary of the VA, Robert McDonnell, talked about veterans' wait times at facilities, and this is what he had to say.
What counts is how does the veteran feel about their encounter with the VA. When you go to Disney, do they measure the number of hours you wait in line, or the number, you know, what's important? What's important is what's your satisfaction with the experience.
Okay, so he's likening VA wait times to waiting for a ride at Disney. Jerry?
Well, I haven't been to Disney in a while, but you can get a fast pass somewhere. You used to be able to get one. The problem is the VA has systemic problems, and it's had systemic problems for decades already. And you have to put somebody that's willing to change what's really going on. Sometimes I wonder, you have, I think, 350,000 Veterans Administration employees. Maybe they have a vested interest not to make that many changes, and maybe they have a vested interest in not making the choice program work. To me, I think the choice program is wrong because it makes the Veterans Administration an insurance company.
Stephen, you have heard people say, a lot of people running for office saying, well, the answer here is just to privatize the whole thing, because the VA bureaucracy, this is not news. This is not new. This has been going back for years, since the influx of Vietnam vets that nothing happens fast or happens well. And we should make note, we're not talking about the actual health care. We're just talking about the bureaucracy. So, correct. I mean, in your opinion, if you could voice it, is privatizing the whole thing the answer?
Honestly, what I get from many of our clients, many of my friends that are veterans and myself, most veterans actually are satisfied with their VA health care. It just so happens that when things change, like they have with Veterans Choice, there's a learning curve, and we need to learn. And not just the veterans, the patients, but the entire organization needs to learn. The actual Veterans Choice team that they had to hire, they all had to learn all this new process. And all this is done for the veteran to make sure that the veteran actually gets seen properly. So we can't forget about that. Also, and these doctors, these physical therapists, all these people at the VA, they have a very difficult job. You're talking about traumatic injuries, you're talking about all these terrible, terrible things that happen. That's what the VA is there for. At the end of the day, that's what they're there for.
But they certainly don't seem to have learned customer service.
No, they spend $41 billion a year, and you'd think they would learn how to to service their veterans after all of this time. It's an endless problem. As long as I've been involved in this area, it's always been bad, and I don't see a fix.
So let me put the same question to you. I mean, is the answer here that just to privatize the whole thing?
No, I think the answer is to make a real commitment to take this $41 billion and actually spend that money wisely. Does anybody vet who's actually in charge of these VAs? I had read a report that said some of the directors don't even have college educations. What?
Well, you know, after the scandal with the VA, the president put in charge a vet himself who was a big-time CEO. If somebody with those kind of credentials can't do it, who can?
It's a tough gig, but someone has to do it.
All right, Jerry, and I'll give you the last word.
I think I've always talked about accountability. And if you can't get the job done, you should lose your job. Starting with the very top of the VA. If the secretary's not getting it done, let's replace him. And
how many times can you change the secretary of the VA? And we've been talking about these changes for years now.
You change it until it gets right.
Exactly. I mean, if you took your car to a mechanic, if you didn't fix it once, you'd take it back. Would you keep going back to the same mechanic? You'd try a different one until you found one that fixed it.
All right, gentlemen, we'll have to leave it there, and I want to thank you both for coming in tonight, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Why are Sarasota Toyota buyers going to Germain Toyota of Sarasota? New Toyotas discounted up to $7,000. Right now, new Camrys $198 a month and new Corollas from $188 a month. Germain Toyota of Sarasota, your neighborhood Toyota store.
Are you remodeling, replacing appliances? Need a new washer and dryer? Come to the energy-saving, money-saving place, Jessup's Major Appliance Centers. 3 or more GE Cafe appliances, receive a free Cafe dishwasher. Up to $200 on new line wine coolers and beverage centers. Up to $500 in rebates on Frigidaire Professional appliances. Special discounts on LG appliances. Valuable 10-year component warranties free. Nobody beats Jessup's Major Appliance Centers. Venice, Bradenton, Sarasota, Port Charlotte.
Is your internet fast enough? Today's the day we find out with a download race. Watch this. Fingers at the ready. Go. And they're off. Well, one of them is. Xfinity delivers speeds way faster than DSL. You sure you guys started at the same time? Well, there you have it. But don't take my word for it. Take the Xfinity X1 Challenge.
Visit Xfinity.com/challenge now and see how your service stacks up. Or get started with Xfinity Internet risk-free for as low as $19.99 a month for 12 months. Call or go online.
Save big during Honda's Memorial Day sales event. Right now, get more for less with absolutely zero out of pocket on a new CR-V.
Honda, I like it.
Every CR-V is on sale with zero down payment, zero first month's payment, and zero security deposit. Absolutely zero down. Or get the CR-V, the #1 selling SUV, for just $199 a month with available Honda Lane Watch, forward collision warning, power tailgate, and more. Save big this week at your local Honda dealer.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Why are Sarasota Toyota buyers going to Germain Toyota of Sarasota? New Toyotas discounted up to $7,000. And new RAV4s just $218 a month. New RAV4s $218 a month. Germain Toyota of Sarasota, your neighborhood Toyota store.
Politics, by definition, is partisan. School board races never used to be until now. Eric Robinson is now running unopposed for the District 3 seat. Robinson is a Republican who oversees dozens of political action committees across Florida. He has already raised more than $73,000 for his campaign, and we asked you what you think about big money in our local elections. Jeff Vermillion writes, there is no reason to get involved in the local school board with $73,000 unless you have ulterior motives. It is so obvious, it's laughable. Arlene Miracola writes, money should never be the